On today's episode of Identity, we discuss community development with environmentalist Eliot Chisango. We spend time with the members of the Ubuhle Bemvelo Cultural Organization. What's Appening features the review of a nutrition app and a book by Thabang Tlaka. And we wrap up the show with a track from Lundi and the Jaziel Brothers.
I am an individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
Molweni siyanamkela kwi-Identity ngalentsasa yinhle yecawa khonapha kwiqonga elihamba phambili Mzansians Viwe Gxwala. Today, the Christian community celebrates Palm Sunday. This day is in commemoration of Jesus Christ's arrival into Jerusalem before he was crucified. The day is celebrated with a symbolic procession that includes the carrying of palm branches and palm leaves in the shape of a cross. A blessed Palm Sunday to our Christian viewers. It's now time to indulge in the spiritual buffet that we have laid out for you today. To help us get into the swing of things, let's meet today's inspirational coffee shop guest. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing a young man who is an environmentalist at heart. Eliot Chisango holds a degree in environmental studies from Africa University and is currently pursuing a master's in environmental studies. Originally from Zimbabwe, this young man is a part of a rural poverty alleviation organization known as Peace. He's also the founder of a recycling buyback center in rural Limpopo, as well as the brains and heart behind Donkeys for Development, an initiative that promotes community development and the prevention of animal cruelty. With this kind of profile, it was only fitting to have him join me for coffee. Eliot, welcome to Identity.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start from the beginning. What was your childhood like?
As you mentioned, originally from Zimbabwe, born in 1986 April. The last born in a family of four, two brothers and a sister who's unfortunately now late. I did my schooling basically in Zimbabwe until I came here in South Africa in 2010. Basically to look for employment and economic opportunities as well.
All right. And what role did spirituality play in your childhood?
Spirituality came into my life eventually when I moved on to Form 1, that would probably be grade 8 in here.
Okay.
When I went to a mission school, Catholic mission school, that's when I actually started understanding the Bible, understanding God's work, in my life and basically everything that I do. Born and bred Catholic, still I am. If I can say so, spirituality has always been an integral part of my upbringing, if I can say. I've even joined the altar service at some point. At one point, I actually thought I was going to be a Catholic priest. Unfortunately, things just happened along the way. Yeah. But no, it's fine. So I would say spirituality has always been a pillar in my life.
You decided to pursue a degree in environmental studies. What drew you to that field of study?
Now, I would actually say possibly in my high school years, I got to a point where I realized that obviously I wanted, at some point I thought, maybe I could be also a doctor or these engineering issues, but that wasn't really my strength. And I got to realize that I was drawn more to the natural sciences aspects. So it's environment, it's geography, it's agricultural aspects. And naturally, as I registered into varsity, as I was looking at the courses that I would be interested in looking at, I got to a point where I realized, okay, fine, humanities and social sciences are my greatest strengths. So eventually I got to pick up on environmental studies, as well as other social science subjects like history and the likes.
Okay. Yes. And you're part of the Peace Foundation.
Yes, indeed.
What role do you play in the foundation and what is it exactly?
Okay, so as a means of background, Peace, it's not necessarily the opposite of war, but it's an acronym standing for Planning, Education, Agriculture, Cooperatives, and Environment. It's an organization that basically looks at rural poverty alleviation in South Africa's disadvantaged rural communities. I basically am mandated to look at their environmental projects, basically looking at waste management and recycling, setting up recycling buyback centers that not only clean up the environment or offer job opportunities, but also attach an economic value to waste and animals as well, like donkeys. We have a model that we make use, that is makes use of trolleys, donkeys, and vehicles in rural areas as well.
Okay, yes. So you're also part of a recycling initiative. Yes. Please tell us about it. It's in Limpopo.
Yes, it is. It is. So what came initially, what happened was, within the Peace Foundation, they always had wanted to set up these recycling biopic centers.
Okay.
So what essentially these are, they facilitate waste collection and sorting and then selling to get an income. We initiated this project in 2011. Initially working with 5 women who were working from recycling, in fact from the dump site, the Senobarona dump site, basically scavenging, if I can say. I know that's not a proper word, but that's literally what they were doing, just looking for whatever they could be able to sell, just a bit of scrap metal here, a bit of bottles there. But you get to a point where you realize that for these recycling initiatives to actually be functional and be profitable and sustainable, they need to be formalized. So essentially this is what we say to them. So okay, fine, we've seen that you are capable of doing A, B, and C, working from that dump site. Come now, let's set up a recycling biopic center for you guys so that we can actually have a sustainable business. And I think that was the beginning of the recycling biopic center in Senobarona. Still up and running. A few challenges every now and then, but we're getting there.
Okay, so is this how Donkeys for Development came about as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay, please explain it to us. What is it about?
We're dealing with waste, but we also have this issue of donkeys. I can tell you now, as you walk to Senobarona on any given day, you come across a couple of donkeys, 2, 3, you know, that have just been run over by vehicles, and some of them are just stray. They don't even have care, and nobody's really taking care of them. So we say to ourselves, okay, fine, we've got this social challenge. We need to keep the environment clean. We also have this economic aspect. We need to create jobs for these people. And there's also the donkey aspects. And then that's where we say, okay, fine, how can we bring all these 3 aspects together? And then we say, okay, fine, Donkeys for Development will be the ideal vehicle for us. And to us, it was basically a way of saying, okay, we're attaching economic value to donkeys, to waste, and creating all these sustainable jobs. But to the outside community, that's when people start saying, but this is quite an interesting phenomenon. We haven't seen this before. How do you do this?
So you started a cleaning initiative. So you organized your team and cleaned a community in Limpopo as well. Tell us about it, a bit about it.
Okay. So at that point, before we initiated this project, the Recycling Biopic Center, we said to ourselves, okay, fine, we need to make sure that the community knows. People who are familiar with this place will probably attest to the fact that probably 2-3 years back, there was a whole lot of waste just being thrown away, no bins at all. And it was always a challenge. And this is like the gateway to most of these ecotourism activities. You know, we've got the Omakabeng Mountains there. So we basically said, okay, fine, we need the community to know that you can actually get money, you can keep your communities clean, you don't really have to wait for, you know, the local authorities to say, no, you need to put this paper into this bin, that kind of thing. So that's how we came about that cleanup initiative. Okay, fine, conscientize people on the importance of recycling, but also market the recycling biopic center so that they understand that, okay, fine, after picking up all this waste, you can actually bring it through the recycling center and we will be able to pay you for that.
And looking after your community and cleaning it up as well. Before I wrap up, over the past few weeks, we've been asking our viewers to give us water-saving tips. But with you, we'd like you to give us a recycling tip. Just a brief one. What would you give our viewers as a tip?
Now, I'll basically say it's quite imperative for people to understand that, you know, by recycling, you're not only saving the environment, but you can actually make a living out of this. And I can basically say our recycling project has been testimony to that. So I'm basically saying you have to be cost effective. When you go into the shops, rather reuse your recycling bags that you've got at home instead of having to buy more recycling bags, that kind of thing. And always be cost effective and resource effective in everything you do. Yes.
Elliot, we're going to get into our game for today. Grab a cupcake, will you? And the game is called Would You Rather. Okay, so the first question is, be invisible or be able to read minds?
Invisible.
Live in the life of the main character in a horror movie or an action movie?
Action movie.
Live without your cell phone or without your computer?
Without a cell phone.
Be the richest person in the world or the most intelligent?
I'll say intelligence.
Give up watching TV or give up listening to music for the rest of your life?
Watching TV.
Change the past or be able to see into the future?
See the future, definitely.
Elliot, thank you so much for joining us on i-Dentity. uMahatma Gandhi ukhe wathi yiba lutshintsho ofuna ukulibona emhlabeni. Ngokuqinisekileyo uEliot Chisango uphila lamazwi empilweni yakhe. Ndiyathemba ukuthi nawe ekhaya ube nentshiseko yokwenza umahluko kwindawo ohlala kuyo. It's time for us to take a quick break. When we return, we head to Diepsloot, Johannesburg for an encounter with a group of young women who are upholding their cultural beliefs and values in an interesting and inspiring manner. And be sure not to miss our media review segment, where we will be featuring an app that will help you learn more about the myths and facts about the food you consume, as well as a book by local author Thabang Tlaka. See you in a moment.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back to Identity, Mzansi's favorite multi-faith youth show on your favorite channel, SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. I'm Viwe Gxwala. It's now time for my favorite part of the show, where we feature stories driven by you, our viewers. Namhlanje siyokroba eDiepsloot eGauteng. Masibone umyalezo ovela ku-Oma Malinga ku-Facebook ubhale wathi. Hi Identity team, as you guys know, it's not easy being a young woman living in the township. There's so many things that can lead us astray. I'd like to invite you to our community, which is Diepsloot, to show you what the young women are doing to practice our cultural values and to keep ourselves away from things that could lead us down the wrong path. I hope to see you guys here soon from Oma Malinga. We were very keen to find out more about Oma's story, so our team went to check it out. This is what they came back with.
This is my identity.
Saniboneni babukeli be-Identity, igama lami ngu-Oma Malinga, sise-Diepsloot Extension 7, ngiyintombi, ngitshitshi under Ubuhle Bemvelo. Silana namhlanje sikunibonisa ukuthi ezamatshitshi senza njani mesihlangene. Ngicela ningilandele. Lona engime naye manje ngifuna ukuntroduce kumphathi owasungula le team Ubuhle Bemvelo, umama osiphethe umama Zibuko bambiza uMazethi. Abantu abaningi abasha bayaphuza benza yonke izinto ezitradini, abasawalandela amasiko. Ngifuna ukumbuza umama Zibuko nangalesikhathi ukuthi yini izathu esikhulu kunakho konke samenza ukuthi akhethe ukuvula le branch called Ubuhle Bemvelo Cultural Organization.
Uqala kwami kuyivula lento, ngayivula ngoba ngiyuthanda ngilandela usiko, amasiko akudala. Ngabona ukuthi masingalahla amasiko akukho kulunga, ngcono siqaleni emasikweni sivule lonto lo yayenziwa vele kudalo. Manje ngabona ukuthi nala igoli ngcono ngiyivule ukuze abantwana bayiphathe kahle bakhona ukuba yintombi. Ngase ngibona ukuthi angisungule lolusu lo, ngiyabona ukuthi lizobanceda abantwana. Kangakoba ngaliqala ngalisungula, hayi ngiyabona ukuthi abantwana abaningi bayalalela, balithanda ukuziphatha, ube yitshitshi, ube yintombi, uze uhlonipheke nasemgaqweni noma uhamba uzazi ukuthi ufunani empilweni.
Kwakumazibungu ngifuna ukuchazela ababukeli ukuthi thina ngoba uhlukanisile singama group wenzelani.
Ngenzela ukuthi babonakala ukuthi laba sebekusiphi stage, laba bakusiphi stage njengoba abahlukile abancane befake yabo. Ngifuna ukuthi babonakala ukuthi laba abancane laba basebethe ukhula.
Ngifuna sichazele kabanzi ngemvunulo yethu ebuhle bemvelo.
Imvunulo njengoba ngiyakhe kanjena, ngifuna ukuthi babonakale ukuthi amatshitshi ami noma bekude noma behlangene nabanye abantwana babonakale ukuthi hayi laba ebamama Zibuko njengoba behlukile nibabona befake imvunulo eso.
Babukeli be-Identity manje ngifuna ukunibonisa kunentombi endala esenza nazo lento mase sihlangene ukuthi senza kanjani. Cela sibukele emakhaya. Sesibuyile futhi babukele emakhaya. Sesimene nentombi endala la uAphile. Ngifuna ukuthi asitshele kabanzi ukuthi yini into emenza ukuthi akhethe ukuba la ebuhleni bemvelo.
Igama lami ngu-Athula Wamfunzana. Into engenzile ukuthi ngikhethe ukujoyina Ubuhle Bemvelo ukuthi ngiye ngayithanda lento yenziwa amanye amantombazana amangiqala ukuyibona. Ngase ngafisa ke nami ukuthi ngifane nawo. Futhi ke into ebalekile ngalento leyo ukuthi sifundisa nje ngempilo. Nakho nje ukuyiphatha uma uyintombazana.
Baphile umbuzo wami esibili ukuthi why ukhethe ukuhlala under ibranch yobuhle bemvelo?
ngoba siyazwisisana nje lana kule branch, siyalalelana sonke, siyabonisana, siyasizana, senza yonke into nje sisonke united nje si group sonke.
Yini into ongayifisa uyibona iyenzeka la kule branch yobuhle bemvelo enhle noma ukukhula, yiphi into oyifisayo ngobuhle bemvelo?
Ngifisa ukuthi amantombazana aze ngobuningi azojoina le group lena because ukuyiphatha kahle vele into ekahle ukuthi intombazana nayo izazi iziqhenye ngobuntombi bayo.
Noluthando nginombuzo for wena. Yini into oyithandayo ngaphandle kokudansa, ukugida, ukuyenza lokho? Yini into eyenza ukuthi uthande ukuhlala ngaphansi kobuhle bemvelo? Ngaphandle nje kokugida nokucula, ufundani la?
Ngifunda ukuyiphatha kahle nokungathandi abafana, ukugijima nabafana nasesikoleni kuyigcina nakho mangifika emajijini vele ngithola abosisi ngabathatha njengabosisi bami ningane encane indlela esibhekayo sithola kubosisi abadala.
Yini into ofuna ukuyibona in the future kule group yobuhle bemvelo noma umehluko noma ukukhulu okuhle okufisayo ngegroup yakho?
Ngimisele ukuthi ngiyibone ikhula babe baningi abantwana bande ibe ningi. So manje ngithi ngicela ukuthi bazali nisikhuthaze nani ngezingane zenu nizinikele zihambe ziyoba amatshitshi ziyekele ukuphuza utshwala.
Siyabonga babukeli namhlanje. Sibonge ukuthi i-Identity team ikwazile ukuthi ifikelele Diepsloot namhlanje yazojoina nathi. Sinibonisile ukuthi culture yethu senza njani amaZulu. Siphinde sibonge umama Mazibuko osifundisa ngamasiko nokuzigcina singabantu abasha. Siyabonga kakhulu back to Viwe studio.
What a beautiful and inspiring story of young people unashamedly embracing their cultural practices and beliefs. You too can be featured on the show. All you have to do is tell us about your inspirational, cultural, or religious community story by sending a detailed email to identitytvshow@gmail.com. After the break, we jump straight into our What's Appening segment. Today we're reviewing an app that is designed to show you fun facts about health, diet, and sport, as well as a book interestingly titled Selfie of the Soul. Don't go away.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Isabukele inkqubo eyenkolo ezahlukeneyo eyolutsha i-Identity khonapha ku SABC 1. Viwe Gxwala. If you've just joined us, here's what you've missed out on. Environmentalist Eliot Chisango got the show off to an inspired start. We then indulged in a cultural feast with the members of Ubuhle Bemvelo Cultural Organization. Now it's time to check out what's happening on the media front. This is What's Appening. If you're interested in taking up a healthier lifestyle but are not too sure which health or fitness related information is fact or fiction, then today's app will help you get on the right track. It's called the Runtastic Nutrition Quiz. The Runtastic Nutrition Quiz app is a fun, interactive way to bust common myths when it comes to fitness, nutrition, diets, and health. Select the player icon for a random list of questions covering over 600 different facts and myths. The faster you select a correct answer, the more bonus points you get. For more specific features or benefits, select the menu tab and 11 unique categories will appear on the screen. Select any category for exciting facts you've always wanted to know and uncover the truth about fattening food and alcohol, nutrition for men and women, calories and weight loss, functional food, sport, and more. Each category gives valuable and practical advice about general nutrition. You also have the option to save the facts that interest you most. Learn more about the facts and common misconceptions about health and fitness with the Runtastic Nutrition Quiz app. I can't wait to start busting some myths that are constantly confused for facts with this app. Now on to our next review. Today, we take a look at a thought-provoking book by clinical psychologist Thabang Tlaka. It's called Selfie of the Soul. Selfie of the Soul is a book that poses the question, who are you when nobody is looking? The book offers 4 chapters with titles that are inspired by social media terminology. The Inspirational Things chapter offers an anthology of thought-provoking and inspirational poetry. Relationship Things is a collection of poetry that touches on the complexities of relationships. In the Painful Things chapter, the author's poems address the everyday emotional struggles that we all face. And the Prayer Things chapter offers appreciation of the Creator and is proof of the importance of spiritual edification. Each chapter ends with a section called Apple of My Eye Vibes. Here, the author tackles subjects that are sure to challenge, inspire, and elevate the reader. Get inspired to do a bit of introspection by getting a copy of Selfie of the Soul by Thabang Tlaka. On the 21st of March in 1960, a group of people gathered to protest against the apartheid pass laws. On that day, in Sharpeville, in what was then known as the Transvaal, 69 people were killed and over 180 were wounded. This day was then set apart as a reminder of the sacrifices made in the fight for the protection and promotion of human rights. May you have a blessed and peaceful Human Rights Day tomorrow. Tuesday, the 22nd of March is World Water Day, a day set aside to promote the knowledge of water-related issues across the globe. With our country currently facing a major water crisis, what are you doing to play your part in ensuring that you preserve water? Let us know by sending an email to identitytvshow@gmail.com. You can also tweet us and send us a Facebook message or tag us in your Insta posts or Insta vids. Simply search for Identity TV Show on all 3 platforms. That brings us to the end of today's episode of Identity. We hope you've been inspired by today's guest, insert, and reviews. Let's hook up again next week at 11 a.m. right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Today we play out with a track by gospel superstar Lundi featuring the Jaziel Brothers. Here is their song called Ithemba Lam Likuwe. From me, Viwe Gxwala, and the Identity team, have a blessed week and remember to be water-wise. Goodbye.